Good afternoon. It is time for Tina Book Tuesday, episode 113 and a half, because it's coming to you on a Wednesday. And today I'm answering a question from a friend, a writer friend. She asked about the story behind the cover for Sparrow's Hope. So I'm going to try to answer that for you today. I'm coming to you from my office, my writing office here in Kentucky. I hope you have something to drink that you enjoy. I have a cup of tea in my ginormous Grace mug, and it's a lemon ginseng wonderful tea. So I'm going to try to answer a little bit about the story behind the cover for Sparrow's Hope. If you are signed up for my newsletter, you've already had a sneak preview. And if you belong to my reader group, the Royal Riders, I posted it today. So this book is coming to you through my publisher, Magnolia Blossom, and I'm learning to navigate trad publishing. This book is my fourth traditionally published book. So I'm still learning a lot about that, and this is a new to me publisher, and I confess, the artist is a mystery to me. I spoke to, I had a meeting with the vice president like back in January about the covers for all three books in this series, and I may do more, we'll see. But we've initially slotted 3 books for this particular series, the Montana Meadows series. And we had a plan, and then during book 1, for instance, the cover came to me, and the first cover option, and I declined that cover. We set it aside to look for something with a little more of a historical feel to it, and settled on the second cover option that came to me. But there's about a week delay in between, so you want to be careful and cautious when you turn down a cover option, because there can be a lot of time involved. And so during this book, when cover option 1 came to me, initially I was like, yes, I like it. And I did. I loved the dress that the heroine was wearing and the colors and some things about it. But there were some other issues that I noticed later as I began to really let the cover, what you'd call, marinate. And the more I looked at the cover over a period of time, the more a few things jumped out at me. Like, for one, it looked a little bit like the heroine was too old. It was, a rear-facing cover so that you can't see the heroine's face. But I just detected just a slight, like almost like a hunch in the heroine, and it was barely perceptible. But I think readers would have eventually noticed it. And then there was like a spooky cloud hanging over the church steeple. And I felt like the cover was just a little bit too dark overall for the story. So I went back to the publisher. I was like, hey, I've been thinking about this, and please don't shoot me, but can we set this aside and take a look at other options? And she was like, sure. And I also made sure to present something shortly thereafter, because after that conversation, I think it was, I went looking on some sites that I know many artists use. Many cover artists use these sites to find cover models. And I kid you not, like the second or third cover model that I looked at just jumped out at me, leapt to me from the site. And I was like, that is the one. And it was like the bustle that I've been waiting for my entire writing career when it comes to historical romance. So I was absolutely thrilled, and I sent that over and said, please tell me if your cover artist can lighten up this cover some more and put this model in this pose. Here's the ID number. This is the one I want. So, and they said yes. They were so wonderful. I love Magnolia Blossom because they really try to work with the writer to get it right. And, and it's hard to decline a cover option because there's like a week delay that's going to be there, or maybe more. So, it's not something I really like to do. I really want cover option 1 to work. And I also don't want to be seen as an author that is difficult to work with when it comes to, the publisher's side of things or the artist side of things. And so you all know me and my writing. It's pretty lighthearted with some serious moments. But a lot of, my early books were much more serious, I think. But as I came into my style of writing and as that emerged, I think humor became a big part of what I do. So I really wanted a lighthearted cover, and it has been lightened up considerably from what it was. It's still too dark for me, but I don't want to complain. So they nailed the rest of it for me. It's all about the dress for me. So I'm really, really excited that we have the To Die For bustle on this cover. It's going to go down in history as my absolute favorite cover. Plus her hair is just all perfectly coiffed in the back. So I love all that. So that's the story behind the cover. I hope you enjoyed my answer. Thank you, Paulette, for asking. And thank you for all of you, all the support you show me. This book is coming soon. We've had a little bit of a delay with the editing. Our editor's just been swamped. And so it's a really busy time in writing world behind the scenes for everybody. So just bear with us. And this book is probably not going to go on pre-order. It's probably just going to land, boom, drop right in your laps. So I'm excited about it, and I look forward to sharing more about it with you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me, and I love you guys.